Meanwhile, Donald Trump was in Texas and was continuing his, and there, it's starting to get a little bit scary in terms of, well, it's continuing to be a little bit scary. There seems to have been a major consolidation by Donald Trump in terms of executing their revanchist, am I saying that right? Anti-immigrant, no, Matt?
Revanchist, yeah.
Revanchist anti-immigration policies and demonizing those immigrants. Here's Donald Trump in Texas. I guess it was a round table, presumably near the border, where Trump is now lamenting that we have posse comitatus in this country, essentially. Here it is.
I'm going to have to call up more military. But our military, don't forget, can't act like a military would act. Because if they got a little rough, everybody would go crazy. So our military can't act like they would normally act, or like, let's say, another military from another country would act.
He is upset that our military can't rough up immigrants.
What other militaries are doing that on their borders? I mean, any ones that we want to emulate particularly?
I can't imagine. I also wonder how that would happen. Like, are we going to send our military now into Mexico to rough up immigrants?
It's just an incursion, folks.
Are we going to have the military, despite the Posse Comitatus Act of, what was that, like 18, I don't know. I guess it was post-Civil War, 1880, 1870. Are we going to rescind the Posse Comitatus Act and allow our military to rough up immigrants who come in and look for refugee status? That'll teach them.
Just a stupid law, Posse Comitata. Posse Kuna Matata.
Posse Kuna Matata, folks, and it's a big threat to our security. You can't have a country. You got Posse
Kumitatis.
Posse Kumitatis.
It really does feel like Stephen Miller is now his chief advisor.
It's not a country anymore.
He's teaching those janitors from high school.
It's pretty stunning. Meanwhile, Donald Trump
reminds me of Beria in a way.
Of who?
Well, not but they're just the KGB head under Stalin, Beria, who, like, in addition to all of the crimes he committed politically, was found to basically personally be a serial killer. Anyways, there's some
right. That's my side job.
Yeah.
I try and make the personal political.
Great. He's like, I embodied the change I seek in the world.
Here's Donald Trump, also in Texas, claiming that the Paris Accords, which are woefully
one-sided,
not up to the task of dealing with the climate crisis that we are facing, but a decent first step that the Trump administration has pulled out of. Here he is claiming that the Paris Climate Accord meant no more drilling for oil and gas. We were just going to stop it. It's weird because the climate, the Paris Accord still exists. There's a lot of countries signed on to it. We had signed on to it. We were drilling more than we ever had been when Obama signed that accord. And he wants to open up Anwar, which is has been a long time issue in this country, which is a part of Alaska that is basically a major reserve. It's unclear to me whether oil companies actually even are terribly desperate to get in there, or whether there's any oil, but he wants to open it up because it's just one of those signifiers for the right. Here he is at that same, or I guess it's still in Texas.
In 40 years, we finally opened Anwar in Alaska. I don't know if you like that. Yeah, you like that, Jim. You like that. Little competition. We've got to give them, George, we have to give them a little competition here, right? But that was something, I don't know if you know, that they've been trying to get that approved since Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan tried it. They all tried to get Anwar done. And I had it in a plan. I was close to getting it done. Then I didn't like somebody or something that somebody did. I said, let's take it out of the plan. Why should we do it? Then a friend of mine who's in the oil business called. Unrelated, didn't have anything to do with it. He says, is it true that you're going to get Anwar? And I said, yeah, I can get it. I don't know. I think I'm not going to, though. They don't appreciate it. They don't appreciate it at all. He said, oh, that's too bad. Because, you know, everybody from Ronald Reagan all the way up to you couldn't get it done. I said, really? Oh, I called up. Put that back in the plan. You know, that was just a competitive thing, right? Put it back.
Wait, you don't think these shoes look good on me?
Okay, let's lock up every immigrant in the country. Like, how insane has things gotten now?
Well, that is actually, you know, whatever. Obviously, most of it was ridiculous with Omarosa, but I don't remember where this clip was, but it might have even been on that reality show she was on. That's how ludicrous things are. But she was saying, like, she was expressing a lot of anxiety, and, you know, sure, she's a sociopath, but whatever, it's her intentions are secondary. But she was saying, like, this terrorism of immigrants, it's like he's about breaking records. Like,
right.
That's it. That's all he cares about. So if that means a record number of families destroyed, that's a record. It's obviously the same mentality. I mean, I'm kind of curious, like, who the people who almost saved Anwar for us by not being stroking enough of Trump's ego. They saved this major piece of ecology because they didn't say that, like, Ivanka was hot or something.
Right. They didn't stay at the Trump Tower. They didn't stay at the Trump Hotel in D.C. I heard they went to the Hilton, so I was like, forget it.
They went to the Hilton, and all of a sudden I'm feeling like John Muir. Sorry.
You've heard it before. Records all over the place, and that will continue, and then some because of what we did.